Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm making meals from food I already have in my kitchen. I created 2 delicious budget meals, and later in the video, I'll be trying a low-carb noodle in one of my favorite recipes. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get to cooking. For my first recipe, I thought it would be fun to try something new with this biscuit dough. This has been in my fridge for a while, and I'm not even sure why I originally bought it. I probably had some kind of recipe in mind for my channel, but now I'm thinking about trying to make a breakfast casserole with it, just an individual size for myself. I found a few pieces of bell peppers that I can use. I think these would be good in this. I'm going to chop these up, and then I think what I'll do is saute them until they become soft. If I add them directly into my casserole, they may not cook all the way through. I wasn't sure how many biscuits I wanted to use for this little cooking experiment, but I decided on just 2. I'll save the rest for another time. And I'm going to cut these into small pieces. I've grated some extra sharp cheddar, which I think will be good in it. And also I have these leftover green onions, but I'm not really sure if I want to add these. I don't know what else I would want to add in here because for some reason I'm having a hard time imagining how the end result is going to taste. So for now, I think I'll just stick with these ingredients. And I've got this little individual size baking tray that I'm going to bake it in. I'll go ahead and use 2 eggs because that's normally what I eat for breakfast. And I'll use this as my base to make a casserole and then just add everything into it. I'm not adding any extra salt because I'll be using the sharp cheddar, which has sodium in it, and there's a little bit in these biscuits as well. Then I'm just going to mix everything together just like you would a regular casserole. And then fill my ramekins and bake it. I'm trying to figure out why this smells so good. There's really nothing in the ingredients individually that seems like it should be smelling this delicious, but it really does smell wonderful, and I think it's done. I'm just gonna add some more cheese, and then I'll pop it back in the oven for a few minutes until it's melted, and then I think we're good to go. This is starting to look like the perfect Sunday brunch casserole. I love the way the biscuits seamlessly go together with the egg. Let's give this a try. I love the way this blends together, but yet you can see the separation of the flaky biscuit on top and then the egg mixture beneath. And I love the beautiful color of the red pepper. This is really good. Wow, I'm gonna say this is a 9+ on my rating scale. Trying to think of what would make this a 10. maybe adding in some green chilies. For me, that would make it a 10. I don't know, for you, maybe it would be something different. I do think the green onions would have been nice here as well. I was just having difficulty imagining how this was going to turn out, but this is amazing. I don't cook a lot with canned biscuits. In fact, I almost never buy them, but I love the fact that you could use this convenience item of the canned biscuits to make something like this. You could buy one of the small cans with the 5 biscuits and make a family-size casserole with it. I mean, it makes it just so easy to whip together with a few eggs, throw the biscuits in, and pop it in the oven. I really love this. I'm going to experiment with this more in the future. I wouldn't mind trying this with a strong cheese, like maybe a blue cheese or a goat cheese. This is a great canvas for whatever you want to do. And for you, maybe that means adding in some canned ham or bacon. You could always pick up 1 or 2 slices of bacon at the deli. If you can't afford an entire thing of bacon, a little is going to go a long way here. You can also use a small can of diced ham. I do recommend draining it and cooking it in the pan until it caramelizes before adding it to your casserole. Here are some other inexpensive meat options to add in. I also wanted to see if I could make a bread pudding with these biscuits and some frozen berries. I added some oat milk, and this time I added a little salt to the eggs. This turned out okay, but it's not near as good as the bread pudding that I make with the French bread, so I probably wouldn't make this again. I bought these Priano stuffed shells at Aldi a long time ago. I think I must have been planning an extreme budget meal with these, and I don't remember how much they cost, but they were probably only a few dollars. I tried to get some pricing online, but I couldn't find this exact product. This package says it has 4 servings in it, but I'm not sure about that. I thought it would be fun to make this in my slow cooker, and I'll use 2 of these tomato sauce to cover it with. One of my viewers, her name is Francine, sent this olive oil to me. Actually, it was in a food gift box that she sent me. It was so much fun because it had all of these random products that we had never had before. There were some vegan items like these mushrooms. There were walnuts. It also had spices, some drinks, sauces. I mean, it was just such a great mixture of everything, every kind of food product that you could imagine. And my family had a lot of fun with it. It's the perfect gift for a foodie. And I think the name of the company was Cooking Panda. I wanted to share a few of these products with you because I thought that, like me, you might be interested in seeing these. If you ever send me anything in the mail, please make sure and send me an email to let me know it's coming and also provide tracking. Otherwise, I wouldn't know it's coming and it could get sent back. They're supposed to send me an email when I receive something, but I can't be guaranteed that they always do that. So I thought it might be interesting to you. Anyway, thanks Francine. Because of you, I have olive oil today for this recipe. I have this Italian shredded cheese mix that I need to use up, so I'm just going to spread it over the top, and once this is melted, this will be done. I also found one piece of garlic toast in the freezer that needs to be eaten, so I'll make this for one of my sons. I don't think dinner could get any easier than this. If you're new to my channel, my sons are adults now. They are doing the college/work thing, and we basically just all live together, but I have still found a way to occasionally feed them, even though they feed themselves, and sometimes they feed me. My youngest son ordered a pizza today, and I had one piece, but then I wanted to have leftovers from the food that I made in the video that you'll be seeing on Tuesday, or after this one. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so, and also turning on the notifications tab so you'll know when I release a new video. I'm thinking that this is too much cheese, but is that even possible? The shells have swollen up, and it looks like this is a lot more than I started with. Anyway, I'm really excited to be in this new phase of life. It feels pretty awesome. And by new phase of life, I mean, your kids are grown. You can pretty much start pursuing some of the interests that you had put on the back burner when you're raising kids. Being a parent is an all-encompassing task. In families where both parents work, it doesn't leave a lot of time for planning and budgeting for food, especially when the kids are involved in sports. I know I used to spend way too much money on food. This is really good, and the seasoning is great. The marinara has a ton of flavor. Using those little tomato sauces are one of my favorite budget tricks, and I think using 2 of the cans were perfect here. And if you wanted to make this heartier, you could always throw in some Italian sausage and serve a vegetable on the side, like maybe green beans. But overall, I think this is a great budget meal, and the key would be buying the frozen shells on sale, maybe stocking up in your freezer if you can. I also like these for single people because you could just pull out 2 or 3 of these shells at a time to cook, and they did swell up quite a bit, so I actually do think that this would feed more than I originally thought. Today, I'm trying these low-carb miracle noodles. One of my viewers recommended these to me when I shared my low-carb eating plan, and I've been excited to try these ever since. These have 1 net carb per serving and only 5 calories. Apparently, these noodles have a fishy odor, so the first thing I'm going to do is smell them and see just how bad it is. I took a big whiff and I was like, oh, that's not too bad at all. And then I realized there was a sealed container on the inside of the bag. But even after I smelled that, I was thinking this is not bad at all. It's not what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be much, much stronger, and I hate a fishy smell. The only ingredients in this are water, konjac flour, and citric acid. So what is konjac flour? These noodles are made from the konjac root, which is a root vegetable that grows in Southeast Asia. The root is starchy like a potato, and it's used to create flour and jelly. It's also used in vegan alternative seafood products. According to Wikipedia, the food made from the corm of this plant is known by its Japanese name of konnyaku, which means yam cake, and it's eaten primarily in China, Japan, and Korea. I found a couple of different photos. Apparently, there are 2 types of the cakes. One are white and one are black, but I think these are those. I'm going to start by rinsing these noodles fairly well so that any scent that was on them will be rinsed off. These are supposed to be fairly flavorless, just like regular pasta, and take on the flavor of whatever sauce that you put on it. I'm going to take my mismatched chopsticks and make sure that each noodle is rinsed well. The texture feels really nice though. I rinsed these longer than was reasonable, but in the end, there was absolutely no scent to them at all, just basically scentless. But the texture has me so intrigued. I think these are going to turn out really well. Our next step is to get these as dry as possible because, of course, a wet noodle isn't going to hold any of the sauce. I couldn't help myself. I had to try just a little nibble now, and it's really good. It's chewy, and the texture is everything you would want in pasta. It was Sheila that originally told me about these noodles and how much she enjoys them, but it was Christine that told me that I need to cook these until they squeak. That comment has me very intrigued. Before I cook the noodles, I want to get my sauce ready, and at first I was thinking I would make a sauce with a gochujang, but I think instead I'm just going to make my regular sauce, which is also my favorite, and if you've watched my channel for very long, you probably already know what it is. It's just a mixture of sesame oil, chili garlic sauce. I'm going to add just a touch of soy sauce and also brown sugar. This is my favorite sauce, and I feel like I can have that brown sugar now that I have 0 carbs in the noodles and still come out ahead. Here is the chili garlic sauce that I like, and for my viewers that can't eat garlic, they'll also make this in just a chili sauce without the garlic. Also, another thing I want to mention is that these miracle noodles are low FODMAP, so for any of you eating a low FODMAP diet or gluten-free, low sodium, what else? They're vegan. They pretty much check a lot of boxes. I've been buying this Wang sesame oil from H Mart and I love it. It's very strong. And since I've been eating low sodium, sesame oil is kind of my go-to seasoning. And I really haven't been eating much soy sauce. It has this huge lid, so I just put it in a squeeze bottle. And for any of my viewers that aren't familiar with H Mart, it's a Korean grocery store that's in most larger cities here in the US. And they have a variety of Asian products, not just Korean. Now we just have to cook these until they squeak. This isn't really a squeak, but I think this might be what she means. It's kind of like they're just frying, but they kind of sound different. So I think they're done. Regardless, they are dried out, and I think that that is the purpose of cooking these in a dry pan. So I'm going to go ahead and add the sauce now. Because there's some brown sugar in this sauce mixture, what happens when it heats up is it starts to kind of caramelize a little bit, and then it'll coat the noodles. But if I'm not careful, it can also burn. This smells amazing. I couldn't think of a better sauce to put on these noodles because anything I put on, it's gonna taste great. I could have cut up some vegetables to add to this, but I thought I would just try the noodles on their own. Oh my gosh, these taste amazing, just like the real thing, except a little smaller. I kept a few of the noodles out to also try with the cream sauce. These taste so good. The noodles are chewy just like they're supposed to be, and it's not soggy at all. Each noodle is coated perfectly just like the real thing. Wow, if you know someone who's diabetic and doesn't know about these noodles already, you would be doing them such a huge benefit to just gift them one of these packages, or even better yet, maybe make something with it and then give that to them. Because I don't know if everyone would know how to prepare these noodles. I mean, I think that some of the people were turned off by the scent of these. I'm not sure if they're evolving this product. I did see different kinds on the market now, and some are being advertised as ready to eat, so they must be mitigating the scent factor. And I guess the scent is just the scent of that root. For some reason, smells a little bit like seafood, but these are really good. I'm definitely going to stock up on these. Now let's try it with my white sauce. I'll be using the Bertolli Alfredo sauce. I get a lot of requests to make budget videos for a certain style of eating. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do those, but what I do recommend is for you to figure out how you're supposed to be eating as per, your nutritionist or doctor's recommendations, and then find a way to customize the meals that I make. So for example, for the diabetics or gluten-free people, you could use these noodles when I'm using regular noodles. But I would check with your medical team first to make sure that you're able to eat these. These are more expensive, so this is not something you probably want to be eating all the time, but I do think they're life-changing. And I also like these with the white sauce. I thought they were really good. So I'm excited to have these. Like I said, I'm going to be stocking up on these. I like the way I felt after I ate them. I didn't have that heavy feeling. I didn't feel tired. It just gave me a really light feeling. So I love these, and I'm so grateful to you guys for giving me these tips so that I can share them with others. And it helps me in my own life too. I did want to let you know that these were not easy to find in my Walmart. In fact, when I asked for where the low-carb noodles were, the guy that worked there told me they didn't have any. But fortunately, I was able to find it with the app again, and it was in with the gluten-free section in my store, which was right next to the peanut butter. So I thought I would mention that. They were $4.18 per pack, and it does come in a very small 3-ounce serving size. So they are expensive. Hopefully the prices will come down as more and more people eat these, or hopefully they'll start carrying them at Costco or Sam's Club, or maybe there'll be some knockoff products. I do have some other products I'm going to be trying in the coming weeks, but if you know any other items that I should be trying, please do let me know, because I really enjoyed this discovery and I'm hoping it's going to help someone. Okay, I just realized while editing this video that this pack that you can get on Amazon, the organic 7 ounces for $4.69, is twice the size of the one I purchased at Walmart for $4.18. So that may be worth looking into. And now I need to ask you for a favor. If you know of any products on Amazon that are an especially good deal, please let me know what that item is so that I can add it to my Amazon storefront. It can be something that's either a really great deal or an exceptional food item that you want to share. I would greatly appreciate it. That's it, guys. I hope you liked this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.